Final score from Arrowhead Stadium. Your Kansas City Chiefs, 19. The Las Vegas Raiders, 17. In a game where your Kansas City Chiefs were once again heavily 12-point favorites, came out and barely won the game. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Kansas City Chiefs, freaks worldwide of all ages. From 2016 through 2023, I started my YouTube page by always keeping it real. I brought on an 8-year NFL veteran running back, Harvey Williams, who has played with the Chiefs and the Raiders, to call it like he sees it as well. He's not going to sugarcoat it from the Raiders' perspective. He's not going to sugarcoat it from the Chiefs' perspective. Harvey Williams is going to give me insight from an NFL perspective, from what we saw from today's Chiefs-Raiders game, Black Friday at Arrowhead Stadium, where your Kansas City Chiefs, folks, I don't know. I honestly can't. From what I've seen for the month of November, Harvey's going to have his opinion, and he's going to break it down too, but I'm going to give you mine here first. From what I've seen for the Kansas City Chiefs the month of November, right, I can't guarantee you that they will win another game the rest of the season. Pathetic.
Yeah.
Pathetic. And I know some people might be saying, hold on, Shaggy. This freaking football game. But you know what? This entire month has looked like crap for your kids.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
They haven't been able to stop anybody when the game is on the line. Against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the rain, all the Chiefs have to do is stop Baker Mayfield from going 80 yards with that as two top wide receivers. They go the length of the field and score. They didn't go for two because of the rain. They lost in overtime to Patrick Mahomes' greatness. The very next week, the Denver Broncos come to town. All that the Chiefs have to do is stop a rookie quarterback from driving length of the field. Bo Nix, a rookie, gets 3 key third down completions, giving themselves easy field goal range. What happens? Leo Chenal saves the freaking game and blocks the field goal. The next week, against the Buffalo Bills, our prime threat for home field advantage, drive down the field. They go for it on 4th and 2. Chris Jones can't get to the quarterback on one-on-one blocking. Josh Allen runs it in for 33. They go up 9. They win the game. The last week against the Panthers, the Chiefs are 11.5-point favorites, up by 8 with 2.5 minutes left in the game. The Chiefs defense lays down again. The 3 and 6 Panthers go right down the field and score, and they go for 2 and get it and tie it up. Unacceptable. So now the Chiefs, 12-point favorites going in today's game against the Las Vegas Raiders. What happens? The Chiefs can't score in the red zone. The defense up 150 yards rushing to a team that was last in rushing coming into tonight's game. Unacceptable. So the Raiders, with the Chiefs not been able for the 5th week in a row, no, the 4th week in the last 5 games, all the Chiefs have to do is run their 4-minute offense. Ball game. Do they do it? Hell no. They can't. And on 4th and 2 at the Raiders 40, Andy Reid punts the football back to the Raiders rather than go for it. Unacceptable. Because Aiden O'Connell or O'Donnell, I don't know his name all the way.
No, you got it right.
5 weeks, drives the length of the field. The Raiders in shape for a 47-yard field goal attempt. The rookie center snaps the ball early. Chiefs recover the fumble. Harvey, I got a lot to say. I see. This game. Please, what you got, buddy?
Bro, first of all, man, you need to get you a glass of wine. And did you take your blood pressure medicine today, man?
I just did at 3:30.
All right. I'm gonna say this, bro. I don't even know where to begin, man. A couple of shows I've said, a good loss. This was an ugly win, but the thing what is so terrifying, what I'm seeing with Kansas City right now, man, they can't block anybody and they cannot stop the run, Shaggy. Bro, like you just said, they might not win another a game, in the regular season. And I damn sure know that, if they keep playing like they're playing right now, they might get, they're gonna get the bye the first week, but they probably gonna get blowed out the first playoff game, man. That's sickening. No pressure on the quarterback on defense. I mean, no pressure. The guys sitting back there massaging on the football. We can't stop the run. Can you imagine playing against Baltimore?
Hell no.
Can you? King Henry gonna run for 300 yards, man. It just, Mahomes. I don't know if Mahomes can even stay healthy. And I'm gonna put this out here just like this, man. If you are a left tackle or a right tackle that has, retired in the last 6 years, I would be putting a call in to Kansas City, man, because I mean, our offensive line coaches just say, man, just get in the guys. Wait, can you fight just a little bit, man? And it's just, I mean, they are professionals, man. To get just ran through like that on the offensive line, especially at the tackle position, is atrocious. And our defense can't stop a cold, man. So, man, it's gonna be a long season. The only difference between this what happened last year, remember, the big thing was the wide receivers couldn't catch the football, and we ended up going and winning the Super Bowl. It's a lot of holes, and I keep saying, man, why is Spag keep blitzing so much? He's hiding a weakness all over the defense. That's why he blitzes so much, Shaggy.
Yeah, good point, Harvey. Frank Catsarso says undeserved today, horribly coached. It's hard to disagree. I mean,
right.
let's look what the last place. Let's look what the last place Las Vegas Raiders did at Arrowhead.
Right.
Aiden O'Connell was 23 of 35, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked twice by Chris Jones, but when the game mattered the most, he delivered. I think his name's Sean McCormick. Let me
the running back. Yeah, yes. On the practice squad.
Yeah, Sincere McCormick was on the practice squad, came in and rushed 12 for 64. Amir Abdullah had 10 rushes for 39 yards. And rookie, number 1 draft pick, tight end, was their leading freaking receiver with 10 catches, 140 yards.
Yeah.
This is
that's the only weapon they got.
This is unacceptable for a freaking team that wants to get the number 1 seed. This is unacceptable for a team that wants to three-peat. This team doesn't look like a three-peat. It just doesn't. Spencer Ruling says there's a lot of weakness on the defense. I can see that. Yes, Spencer, there's definitely a lot of freaking weaknesses today. And what were you going to say, Harvey? Go ahead, buddy.
The Raiders, man, as for a rush offense, was in last place, man.
Yes.
They let a guy on the practice squad come in there and look like he been like the 2 or 3 Pro Bowls, bro. And man, it's gonna be a long season, man, if these dudes do not get this fixed, man. It's just it was hard. I've been ignoring it and I've been seeing it, but today was no, Chris Jones had 2 sacks. That's cool. But as a whole, as a unit, the front 4, man, they wasn't getting no push up front. They couldn't get to the quarterback. And the run defense is horrible. And like I'm gonna keep saying it again, man. If Mahomes get hurt, it's a wrap. Because I thought he got hit today a couple of times. I thought he was gonna be out for the game. The one when he was trying to get up the field, and he made one guy miss, and the guy fell off the offensive lineman, came back and hit him from the back. Man, I just held my breath. I was like, oh, they just knocked him out the game. He was massaging his wrist majority of the game. He took a lot of punishment today, man. So we don't keep number 15 healthy. It's going to be a long season. Everybody's going to be pissed off and mad because they can definitely – I thought at the beginning of the year, Kansas City was the team to beat. But it's about 3 teams that I see right now that could probably, drag Kansas City down the road, man. And Baltimore is one of them.
Mahomes was sacked 5 times again, just like last week.
Wow.
And as we can see in the picture, he took another beating. Wanye Morris was again benched in the fourth quarter, and the Chiefs had to have a makeshift offensive line by moving their left guard to left tackle, bringing in Frank Caliendo or I don't know I don't know if it's Frank or his last name's Cayendo. They put him at left guard, so they had to makeshift their offensive line just because it got so bad.
Yeah.
And Harvey, I mean, let's see what Spencer said. They've been struggling since they faced the Raiders the first time. That when I could tell there was something wrong with the defense. Good point, Spencer. You know, I want to keep my train of thought because this is emotional. I like to do my post-game shows because as soon as the game ends, it's how you want to do things. You want to share it from an emotional point, whether they win or lose. And this was an emotional, embarrassing win. Harvey, the Chiefs signed DJ Humphries, a 30-year-old player who's coming back from a torn ACL. He was released by the Arizona Cardinals last year. He's fully healthy. The Chiefs signed him earlier this week, or really the end of last week, but he was there today. He's inactive. He's known as a leader. Let me just look up the history on this guy. But we have definitely it's panic mode.
I'm quite sure he got some fight in him, Shaggy. Like, yeah. I mean, they're gonna have to suit him up like yesterday, man. Because
he'll be 31 at the end of next month. So he'll be 31 going into the postseason. He was, get this here. So long story short, Harvey, can a 31-year-old free agent left tackle save the Chiefs season going into the playoffs?
I mean, anything would have to be better than what you're seeing. You say he's a leader and if he just got to block a guy one-on-one, man, just to slow the guy down. I mean, these dudes are getting free runs at Mahomes, and it's just all you got to do. I know a lot of people said, it's difficult playing left tackle. Now, if you just move your feet and just decide that I'm not going to let a guy beat me inside. For 1 year, I played tight end for the Raiders, and I blocked Reggie White. Reggie White was, he's an all-time Hall of Famer, man. And when I tell you, I was cutting his ass and doing different things and just trying to slow him down and confusing him. If a guy that's 205, 210 pounds, I can block, a guy, the great late Reggie White, man, it's all about attitude and heart. And those guys, playing that tackle position, I don't know if they scared or all you got to do is move your feet and just decide that I'm not just going to get my ass kicked today. I'm not just going to let a guy walk in my house and take my remote and sit on my couch and go through my refrigerator, man. You got to have some heart and some pride. So, to go in on Monday or Tuesday to watch film and you the guy that's giving up the sacks, man, you should want to, retire and stop playing football because you got everybody in the film room, especially the offensive lineman. If you're getting beat, guys looking at you like you're crazy, and that's an awful feeling, man.
Anna Kuhn, thank you. Anna says they're not playing like the Chiefs. Something is missing, and I hope DJ Humphries is that guy. Harvey, in highlights, I've looked throughout your career, all summer and fall. You were a smart running back. You knew when Jeff Hostetler was dropping back to pass and Derek Thomas was coming around the left end, you knew you better chip him.
Yes.
And you would chip Derek Thomas just long enough to give Jeff Hostetler time to hit you for 38 yards down the field on a fade route. You knew you had to do that. I am not seeing that from Kareem Hunt, Pacheco, or Pirine. It seems like they're leaving Wanya Morris out there on an island, and they're leaving Wanya Morris out there to fail, which is unacceptable. I don't know if their offense is so diverse that it means more for them to have Pacheco and Kareem Hunt out in the offense down the field more than, hey, just have this guy chip him on the way out. Tell our viewers how important it is as a running back to chip.
Man, even when when I was allowed to go out on the routes, man, even if I had a free release, I still, especially we playing against Derek Thomas and, guys like Reggie White and guys like that, man. I mean, this guy's on the island. He's playing against a Hall of Famer. He's this guy is on a track stance. He's out in what they call a wide nine. So when they line out that far, they trying to get the tackles to come out and get in space so they can beat him. My thing is, if I had a free release, man, at least I'm going to slow this dude down. And what I used to try to do is try to break the guy's ribs just to let him know it's going to be a long day and then put something on his mind. Like if I beat this guy to the outside, I know this running back is coming out of here trying to take my head off. And that's going to make him think a little bit. But for them to put that dude on Gilligan Island like that, and you got a $500 million quarterback back there in Mahomes that if you just give him a little time, man, he's gonna figure it out. He's gonna find somebody open and try to lead us down to get a win, or he's gonna make a big play with his arm or his leg. So that would be my thing. Pacheco, I know he's a leader. I know he's a little guy, but he's gonna have to step it up, man. And same thing with Hunt, and try to help these guys slow these cats screaming off the corner, because all this, what's about getting ready to happen right now, the National Football League is a copycat league, man, and they see this, and it's gonna get worse and worse. They really gonna be coming now and try to take Mahomes out. So that's my thinking on it. As a running back guy, as a leader of the football team when I was playing for the Raiders, and I did it when I was playing for Kansas City, man, to get them guys some help. They really appreciated to slow them cats down that's screaming off the end like that.
Yes, you had to do it. You had to do it.
Yeah.
You did it. You did it when you were on the Chiefs against defensive ends against Greg Townsend when he was coming off the edge, and you had to do it against Derek Thomas. I mean, the film's there. Wanya Moore's confidence evidently isn't as shot as Kingsley Suamataya's confidence, because Kingsley got benched for Wanya, and I will not fault Brett Veach for trying. He sees the urgency and he tries throughout the season. When Pacheco went down and all he knew was he had Carson Steele, he was like, I got to pull Kareem Hunt off the couch. When we lost another receiver, we brought Juju in. When we lost Rashee Rice, Brett Veach traded for DeAndre Hopkins. And now that it's panic mode. It's code blue at left tackle for your Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, Nerve Turner, them guys, man, offensive coordinators, man, they got to put that. They have to build that in the offense now for the running backs to help these guys out and chip. And one thing, when you chipping like that, if you got a linebacker on you 1-on-1 and he sees you chipping, he's gonna 9 times out of 10 he might rush, and you alert Mahomes, hey man, I'm gonna help this dude. And if my guy comes, I'm gonna read hot every time. I'm just going to turn around and just dump it to me right now. That's the type of things you got to, get creative and build in your offense to help those guys a little bit. Just Mahomes just get like a half a second longer to be able to distribute the football.
Well, Harvey, you've played. Aiden O'Connell is now 1-1 at Arrowhead Stadium. He won here in Christmas last year, and he should have won. I mean, let's be honest. I got up all the way. I'm a Chiefs fan. But Aiden O'Connell did enough to win his first 2 games at Arrowhead Stadium. Is Aiden O'Connell the future of the Raiders? I mean, they're 2-10 now, so they're playing for draft pick. Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable with building your franchise around this kid?
I will be, man, because first of all, let's get this straight. I don't care what your record is. The Raiders hate. When I tell you hate Kansas City, the Raiders can have not won a game in 3 years, bro. When they come to Arrowhead, they come to play, man. It's a pride thing when we play against Kansas City. Kansas City defending champions, and I mean, you want to play spoiler, and that's how they almost did it today. If that guy makes a couple of field goals today, we'd be singing a different tune. And at the end of the game, that misfire with the center, I don't know what he was doing, but they were going out and win the game, and that would have been a major upset. It was a fluke, and Kansas City got the win, but I wouldn't be feeling too good about that win, man. And it just, I think right now, Shaq, it's gonna get harder and harder if we don't, fix that tackle problem.
I just turned 55 10 years. 10 years
ago.
I feel like I'm 65, Harvey.
Yeah.
Harvey, I just turned 55 10 days ago, and I've never felt worse about the Chiefs being 11-1.
Right, ain't that scary?
It's just like, wow, this isn't good. I seen the Chiefs 2012 team that they had flyovers to black out the stadium and fire Scott Pioli and bitch Matt Castle look more fundamentally sound. And that hurts.
Yeah, they don't.
Reed. This is Patrick Mahomes. This is their legacy. They've talked about a 3-peat ever since they won the Super Bowl against the 49ers last February. They're saying, you know what? Let's get 3. And when you look at the record, they're 11-1. And
11-1. 11-1, and you're terrified. I'm terrified.
The Chiefs,
but you know what? It's this, Shaggy. How long you been watching Kansas City football? How long you been watching football? You know what you see, bro, and your eyes don't lie. You know exactly what you're seeing, and it don't. 11-1, we should be jumping up and down and going crazy. But if you know football and you know X's and O's, you know the history of the game, man, you know that 11-1 is really a mirage, and they don't really look that good. And it's a lot of holes on both sides of the football, man. The run defense even makes me even more scared than it does with the tackle. I know the tackle is atrocious. I know it's pretty bad, but it's like, with the run defense, man, it's like having cancer all over your body, not just in your lungs. You got it everywhere. And that run defense is going to be huge here later on in the season, man.
Yes. Amen to that, Harvey. Frank Costasso says, always a pleasure to hear the breakdown from my guy Shaggy, but combining it with Harvey is epic. I remember his days in red and gold fondly. I seem to forget his days in silver and black. Ha, ha, ha. Yes.
Appreciate that.
Hell yeah. Harvey, I sat here and I asked you last week. Monica Sloan says, we have yet to put together a good 60 minutes of football. You are indeed correct, Monica.
Monica know football, yeah. Exactly.
Yes, she does. And I sat here last week, and the last thing I said to you, Harvey, when we were previewing the Chiefs and Raiders, I said, the Chiefs are going to be favored by 11 or 14. Do you think it'll come down to that? You said, nope, it's going to be a one-score game, and it has. And you know what? People may say, hold on, Shaggy. You and Harvey said it would be a close game coming into today. Well, my point was, and I think Harvey and I think the rest of Chiefs Kingdom, I'd say the majority of Chiefs Kingdom feels good, not good, concerned about what they have witnessed this month, this entire month of November football. The Chiefs defense, when the game is on the line, let all of them go down the field and possibly score. And the Chiefs somehow came out at 4-1, while meantime, their tackles are struggling. Harvey, back in 1995, 19 years ago, when I was a season ticket holder, we felt good. We were happy just to win. It didn't matter that our kicker was missing extra points. It didn't matter that the team in overtime was about to score and they would fumble and we'd get a defensive touchdown. It didn't matter that the ref got in the way of Tim Brown running a crossing pattern and James Hasty took the ball 80 yards for an interception. We didn't recognize because we were so happy for a win. But my point is this: we were oblivious to the warts because we were winning the games. I'm not going to be oblivious. This team doesn't look like it's going to win next Sunday at Arrowhead against the Chargers. It just doesn't. They don't look fundamentally sound. Juwan Taylor saw how bad our right tackle saw how bad our left tackle was playing, and he said, hold my beer, I'll be even worse. And he committed 3 more penalties. So it's definitely a concern that the Chiefs are playing this badly. And now I know people
still winning.
Hold on, Shaggy. The Chiefs won. We got to recognize these warts and burn them off in the next 9 days. And it's definitely a concern. Harvey, when you look at what's going on specifically, who do you blame for these struggles? Do you blame the offensive line coach? Do you blame the defensive line coach, the coordinator? Who do you hold accountable for this downfall? Are they tired? What do you think?
Man, I'm gonna say this, man. With all the hoopla that goes with being a Kansas City Chief and defending champion, that is a big responsibility. It's a thing when I was a little boy. I used to hear my grandparents say, when little boys start getting of age, you start smelling yourself. And I think that's what, as a Chief, and I love the Chiefs, man. It's just, I think we feel like we're walking on water. Sometimes I see some of the guys that's doing interviews feel like nobody can beat them, but it's not. We don't look solid. I mean, so the Raiders were favored by 12 points, man. That is a lot of points in the National Football League. And you in a dogfight, gunfight with somebody that you should put 50 on. The Raiders are not a good football team right now, man. But they came in and gave us all we could handle. And at the end of the game, we ended up winning the game on a fluke. Same thing with Bryce. To me, Bryce Young is not a good quarterback, bro. And they made him look like he was, Elway or Marino or them type of guys. We can't, move the ball at will. And, the worst thing you can do to a defense is just, going up and down the field with long drives and you're just getting bled to death by 1,000 cuts. And that's what I saw today on both sides of the ball. But the thing what I keep seeing, I keep having these visions of Mahomes getting hurt, man, really hurt because, the tackles are not doing their job, or he's doing too much. He's trying to take off and get blindsided. And if number 15 in there, I don't know who the number 2 dude is, but that's going to be a big drop off not having him in there, man.
Carson Wentz is the backup, but we're all about Patrick Mahomes. Let's look at these stats for your Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes was 26 of 46 for 306 yards. He had one touchdown, big touchdown, which passed Lynn Dawson, making him the number one overall touchdown leader and throwing touchdowns in Chiefs franchise history. Isaiah Pacheco had a nice 34-yard run, but the Chiefs got stayed inside the red zone and had to kick a field goal. He was 7 for 44. Kareem Hunt had 7 carries for 15. Patrick Mahomes, the other leader, for 2 for 4. What do you say about the running back? What do you think about Pacheco's return, Harvey?
Man, Pacheco looked good, man. I think he was on a count, as they say. You probably to keep him. He's just coming back. From that injury. I can't even believe he's even suiting up. But the one he went down the sidelines, I think, was for 30-something yards. He looked just as fast as he did. Before he got hurt. He looks strong. I know he looks strong, but his overall body strength is probably weak. But I like how they used him today. Hunt, they didn't give him the rock today like I thought they was gonna do. But Gay showed up, Kelsey showed up. The catch that Watson got with the no look pass from Mahomes was fantastic. And Mahomes was getting lit up as he was throwing the ball just then. So those are the type of things that that scare me about Mahomes. I mean, he still had a solid day. 26 for 45 for 306 yards on a touchdown, man. But it's gonna take a Herculean effort for us to down the stretch and try to get that leakage, that leak that we got on our roof at the tackle position, get that sold up. And the run defense is all attitude, so they have to do some type of coaching, and the coaches gonna have to get in the players' asses, and we're not walking on water, and we need to play like we haven't won a football game all year. That's the attitude that I think Kansas City needs to take from here on out.
Big time. You need to play in 9 days like you haven't won a game. D-Hop was great. He had 4 catches for 90 yards. He had that one great catch down the sidelines. He almost had another one-hander. He was solid when he needed to be. But for the most part, I mean, if you compare the Raiders' rushing stats, the Raiders outrushed the Chiefs by 120 yards. They dominated where the Chiefs won the football game. If you look at it, the Raiders opened up the second half, had a good drive going. 4th and 1 at our 30. Chiefs defense stopped them. Then the Chiefs go down and get a field goal. They fell apart. They had to settle for field goal. Now it's 13-3. Then the Raiders drive down the field. They're in field goal range, and O'Connell's only mistake in the game, in my opinion. He tried to get outside the pocket, and Karlaftis sacked him for a 14-yard loss, making Daniel Carson's field goal attempt 55, which was wide left. So the Chiefs used that field position, drove down the field for a field goal. They were getting field goals. They were just jabbing, keeping the Raiders in the game. So
of course.
So the Raiders then took the kickoff and returned it deep into Chiefs territory. So for the third time, the Raiders are inside the 30-yard line to start the second half, third time in a row. And O'Connell was able to hit Bowers on that beautiful fade route. Brock Bowers, stud, man.
I liked him when he was at Georgia, man. He is a stud. He's Superman with a football uniform on. I can't imagine what he's gonna look like 2 or 3 years from now. He's a young pup trying to learn the game, man. But the kicker, Carson, he's automatic. I don't know what was wrong with him today, man. But if he hit a couple of those field goals, me and you sit up here crying and drinking Corona right now, man. So, man, we're gonna have to, the run defense. I know everybody keeps saying why he keeps saying it. That's one of the major things that I'm seeing for our football team to three-peat and try to win a Super Bowl this year, man.
Right. John Harrison says this: I hope today ends the Morris experiment at left tackle. His technique at times looks horrible. No side jump foot, poor hands, worse than an average college player. He doesn't execute basic fundamentals. You learn at a young age on how to block. He's mentally shot.
Amen to that. Yes.
Ability is one thing, getting beat, etc., but bad fundamentals. I haven't played center for 40 years, but you don't forget technique. Your ability or athleticism is different. Well said, John. Appreciate you always. John Harrison for that extensive breakdown. Is there anything that you have to say to that, Harvey?
Man, I like I think he's mentally shot. You getting your, excuse my language, but if you getting your ass beat play after play after play, sooner or later he just gonna shut it down, and then he gonna be like, why they got me out here? So, just looking at him today, man, he has no confidence. Like I said, all he has to do is move his feet and don't get beat inside. I mean, and then if the dude do get around, just run him around the horn, as they say. But when you're getting killed like that, and the guy's setting you up, they call it wide nine. He's way out there, like the guy on the defense end, like he's way out in California. There's no way he can, get out there to block me, and then you can't chase him. I learned that, in Little League football, you can't chase the guy. Let him come to you, because he has to come down, and Mahomes such a great quarterback. All he's going to do is step up, 2 or 3 yards and let the guy run by him. But when you're getting beat inside and outside, man, that's a big pill to swallow. And they're going to have to get somebody. I know you said the guy is ready to go. They need to put him in like yesterday and go from there. As far as, running the plays, is it pass or run? It's a run play. Okay, I'm run block. If it's a pass, I'm pass blocking. And you have to break it down that fundamental and keep it simple like that until that guy can start learning the plays and be confident about what he's hearing in the huddle.
Well, Harvey, with Wanya Morris playing left tackle, he wasn't drafted to be a left tackle. He was drafted to be a guard, and Kingsley played so bad that they threw him out there to play. Wanya Morris knew when he took the field today that his successor was going to be here in 9 days when the Chiefs play the Chargers. Wanya knows that DJ Humphries was going to be the guy. My question to you, Harvey, is throughout your historic 8-year career with the Chiefs and Raiders, did you see guys play at any position across the board play weaker when they know that the guy that's coming in to take that spot on the team eventually not play well? Like he's like, well, I know my replacement's going to be here next week, so it gets in his head and he plays another horrible game. Have you seen that, Harvey, at any position?
I've seen it a couple of times. It happened, Shaggy. I had a guy, I'm not going to call his name because I got too much respect for him, man, that, during the game, and we're talking about that left tackle basically crying, like, please. I say, man, I got a free release. I cannot stay here and help you block him. I'll knock him back inside. Don't you get beat inside, and I'll just slow him. I'll knock him all the way, try to knock him back inside. But if I got a free release, I can't stay there. Please, Harvey, please. And just mentally we was boohooing like a chick on the sidelines, man. And we trying to console him, and he's sobbing on the sidelines. And it just, eventually he got benched. But, that tackle position, man, is about heart and attitude. And, you just getting beat, giving up one sack. I had one guy that I played with, only gave up one sack one year and was pissed off about that he gave the sack out. And you got guys that's like that, that's confident about their ability. Not great, but I'm just not gonna let this sucker beat me. And if I do give up a sack, it'll be 1 or 2 sacks for the whole year. So that's the type of attitude that you have to have, that I'm not going to get beat no matter what.
Right. Harvey, thank you for that behind the scenes. That's why I got him here, Harvey. He's always going to tell it like it is. I'm willing to bet it wasn't John Alt, so we'll just leave it there.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
My point is, Harvey, you played for the Chiefs when you were the starting running back in 1993. Your best game that season was against the Raiders, and you were up 24-3, just busting holes. You had a couple of 17-yard carries in a row. When you're up by a team, when you have a team buried like that, did you when you were playing the Chiefs that day against the Raiders, could you see it in the Raiders' eyes? Man, they don't want this. They are done. There's 12 minutes left, and we're up 24-3. Did you see it in the Raiders' eyes that they had quit?
Yeah, man, you can see it. I mean, you can see, first you start seeing a couple of guys that's up front, individual guys, and then, if you like I was telling you, if you just slowly, just methodically, just, marching the ball down the field, you can tell that the whole defense starts to have that start looking the same. And then if the offensive lineman guys are talking, man, we kicking y'all ass, won't y'all just move out the way and just let us score, things like that. And then things start really slowing down for a running back when you're blowing, guys off the ball. The defense just say, okay. It happened to us in 1995 when we was playing against the Broncos, the first game of the season. I think we ended up beating them like 55-7, and that's with the great Elway, man. And it happens. But, in this day and age, guys making a whole lot of money, man. And, the guys are, make a whole lot of money shouldn't be getting beat like that, man. I'm just going to keep it like that. That makes sense. I don't want to give up too much information, but yeah.
My point is this, specifically to that game, Harvey, that was your first game at Denver in 1994. You scored your first touchdown as a Raider against Denver, and you guys beat the Broncos and John Elway like 55-17. But specifically to my question about you being the starting running back, dominating the Raiders, shredding them in the fourth quarter, I got to go to 1997. You're down 30-0 as a Raider going into the fourth quarter. You feel Arrowhead rocking. You're on the Raiders. You're down 30-0. Do you look at your bench and say, come on, let's suck it up and get back into it? Or can you tell that your team, there's just no way that they quit? Could you tell they quit?
Yeah, man, because you got people making excuses on the sidelines, what's going on, and they're like, man, shut the F up and do your job. If you do your job, then if we still getting our asses kicked, then so be it. But you got a lot of guys in the National Football League, even now and back then, Shaggy, that would pack it in and turn the lights off and go huddle up in a closet with a blanket and hopefully wait for the game to be over with. Man, it happens and it still happens. And I'm gonna keep going back to having pride and heart. That's what 99.9% of the game in the National Football League is. You got to have a lot of heart. And your body gonna follow, but if you shut it down and your brain shutting it down, it's not gonna be a good day for you. And that's what I'm saying up front, on the defensive line and the tackle position on offense.
Noah John has a question. These holiday games are bad for players. It makes you wonder. Black Friday this year and Christmas last year. And Noah John also asks, did the KC run the ball once in the third quarter? I'm going to have to look that up. I know they didn't.
And they didn't. I don't think so.
I know they didn't on the first field goal attempt in the third quarter. They just took the ball and passed it down the field because they would throw 2 incomplete passes and they'd be 3rd and 10. And Mahomes picked up a couple, but then they would get down inside the 10-yard line and kick 4 field goals to win the game. So in my opinion, if any Chiefs player deserves the freaking game ball, it's our 3rd string kicker, Matthew Wright, kicking 4 field goals. He missed one from 59, but it was 59 at the end of the first half. Harvey, today's game was cold. It was in the upper 30s, low 20 wind chill. And I was shocked that Daniel Carlson, who's a good kicker, was having trouble making those kicks. It was shocking. But, the Chiefs won today, and it's I've never been, like I said, more uncomfortable about a win my entire.
Yeah, man. Just with Carlson. Yeah, when you see a kicker miss the first, if at the beginning of the game, if you ever watch a kicker, if he missed the first kick, that messes with him. I've been around kickers my whole life, and if a punter shanks a punt, it for some strange reason, it's even like a running back. At the beginning of the game, you fumble the ball. That's the only thing that you're thinking about, and when you do that, you end up fumbling the ball or shank a kick. And I think that's what happened to Carlson today. But like you said, man, we got the win, but it was an ugly ass win, and it wasn't a good feeling today to watch them. What I saw today.
Yeah, it's I know, like I said, I've always been honest with my post-game show since 2016. I'm going to still be honest with Harvey. I'm concerned. Unless DJ Humphries is going to come in next Sunday night in prime time on NBC in front of the world. Unless DJ Humphries comes in and looks like Willie Roaf and he's just pancaking Joey Bosa and
that ain't gonna happen, bro. You asking for too much, Shaggy. Hey, if he can slow him, if he can just get in their way and slow him down and give Mahomes just a little bit of time and not that free run, that running start that you got that's coming at a guy that makes a whole lot of money and not get blowed up. He did his job, bro. To just give him just a little time, man, to step up and distribute the football. So hopefully he can move his feet and just get in the way or get a couple of holding calls just to slow it down. I'd rather take a couple of holding calls to get my quarterback blown up than just, let the guy just get beat and take Mahomes' head off.
Amen to that, and I agree. What's concerning about the Chiefs and how they addressed the left tackle position after they won the Super Bowl is just mesmerizing to me. The Kansas City Chiefs drafted Eric Fisher, number 1 overall, a left tackle 11 years ago, and they didn't let him play left tackle his entire rookie season. He was a backup right tackle. Then when the second year started, they had him play left tackle. His confidence wasn't destroyed because he was a backup right tackle. They protected him. The Chiefs signed in the second round. The Chiefs drafted Kingsley Suamataia out of BYU, and they told him all training camp, all spring OTAs, all training camp, OTA, mini camp, all the way through preseason and the first 2 regular season games, you're a starter. You're a guy this year, your rookie season. And when he struggled and when he sucked against the Bengals, he was benched immediately. No drawback. So they implement Wanya Morris, who's really a guard. So the criticism of Wanya Morris is just, but he wasn't drafted to be the team's left tackle. What I'm trying to say in totality, folks, is the Chiefs should have at least, before the season started, as Lance Twidwell of the Spoken has said many times, the Chiefs should have brought Donovan Smith in there as at least an emergency safeguard, because he could have went in to spell Kingsley, and they could have let Wanya Morris, who's only in his second season in the NFL, develop as a backup guard. They could have let that play out that way. And that's something Noah Groniger talked about as well on Arrowhead Allies, which is important. The fact that they played this card with Kingsley to develop, and he didn't, and then Wanya failed. These 2 guys have failed. It puts so much emphasis on DJ Humphries to be the savior in December, in January, and hopefully February to take us where we need to go.
Right. And I will tell you this, man. But they can't do it right now. But during the offseason, man, the offensive line coach and the offensive coordinators, man, some heads are gonna roll if we get beat, first round of the playoffs, and we can't keep Mahomes healthy and keep him safe. It's gonna be a lot of talk. Guys lose their jobs for that type of stuff, man. So hopefully they get this, get this flat fix and patch it up really quick. But what I saw today, my brother. It don't look too hot, man, on the offensive line, bro, especially at that left tackle, man.
Yeah, Andy Heck. You remember Andy Heck, Seattle Seahawks left tackle? He's the Chiefs offensive line coach. In my eyes, Andy Heck's claim to fame was in 1990, he gave up 7 sacks to Derek Thomas. But somehow he was able to turn his coaching career around and be a solid offensive line coach. But I know people think, hey, Shaggy, you're picking on Andy Heck there. It's not his fault. Derek Thomas beat him for NFL leading 7 sacks.
Hey, man, we talking about DT, bro. I played against DT in college. And it ain't too many people on the planet that could block him one-on-one, especially when he was in that track stand screaming off that corner. And if they didn't get Mr. Heck no work, no help, I'm quite sure that Derek was gonna have a big day and a good day like he did with them 7 sacks. And I think he could have got 8, and the one that he missed ended up giving up a touchdown. So he was having a hell of a day. But in my day and age, if Derek would have got 2 sacks, we'd have to start chipping him and change the protection to go to Derek instead of letting him run everything down from behind.
Right. Well, if things are trending for Wanya Morris, he'll be an offensive line coach for an NFL team in about 20 years. Okay, let's look what John Harrison says again. Play calling on offense sucked. 46 passes, only 16 runs. Wow, 329 yards. Then they have 2 defensive backs hurt too. The Raiders had 434 yards with 2 running backs hurt. And only 3 wide receivers after the injury on kickoff return, but 3 for 12 on third downs. Missed field goal and 101 yards of penalties. It was an ugly ass win, and it hit every limb on the way down, falling out of the tree.
Yeah, he sounded like me. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man.
Wow. Yeah. And as John Harrison says about Kingsley Suamataia and Wanya Morris, maybe they're both really guards and not tackles. Well, Wanya Morris was a guard at Tennessee, and Kingsley Suamataia was a right tackle at BYU that they tried to bring into left tackle. All right, Harvey, this has been let's look at these pictures real quick. Let's look at Bowers. Bowers had 2 TDs. What can you say again about this kid? Number 1 draft pick out of Georgia for the Raiders, who had a hell of a game.
Going to have a hell of a career. I saw him when he's in Georgia his sophomore year, and he's a freak of nature, man. He's real freakish. I think he has like a 40-inch vertical, runs 4.4. I loved him when he was at Georgia because he used to tear LSU's ass up all the time, and I was really happy when not Kansas City, but when the Raiders drafted him. He's gonna have a successful career, and I can't imagine what he's gonna look like 2 or 3 years from now because he's just still a young pup and learning from still learning the game.
George Karlaftis and Chris Jones. Chris Jones had 2 sacks. Karlaftis got 1. We needed more. The way the offense doesn't move the ball, we needed more. It sucks to say that because you would think if you held anybody to 17 or 20 points, Patrick Mahomes would at least give you 30. They had good games, but we needed more. And Mahomes and Max Crosby post-game, they showed a lot of love for each other throughout the game. Harvey, what can you say about Max Crosby and Patrick Mahomes, their game?
That's pretty cool, man, because I've met Max a couple of times in training camp, man. He's his story is very interesting, and he went through a lot of things to see him turn into a superstar. But he respects Mahomes, but you can tell Mahomes know that he's trying to take his head off and kill him. And I like the relationship that they have. They're both professionals. They both superstars. They keep it between the lines, and they got a lot of mutual respect for each other.
Amen to that. All right, Harvey. We got to do what we got to do here, and we're going to get to Harvey's hip hip hooray. We're going to do the hip hip hooray first because that's how we got to do it. What's your hip hip hooray for today's game, if there is any?
The Raiders giving us that win, man. Hey, I know I said it's an ugly win, but a win is a win, man. So that's my hip hop. Yeah, that's my hip hop parade. They just handed them the T-bone steak with the caviar and a glass of wine, and just they gave us a win today. That's my hip hop parade for the day.
And here we go, Harvey's hell no.
Nothing illegal about it. His head's in front. Bang! Down he goes. Now look at
your hell nah today's game. There's probably several, so go ahead.
I say that the offensive line play, man, and that tackle position, bro, and then the run defense really stink. The Raiders offense stink. I mean, they last in rushing, and they made them guys look really, really good today. So I got several hell no's, but those are a couple that I saw today that really stands out. That gives me got me constipated right now. So hopefully we can figure that out, man, and keep Mahomes. I know I keep saying it, keep him safe. And if we don't have number 15, man, it's gonna be an awful lot hard to get to the Super Bowl without him.
Yes, it definitely. And Chiefs, if you're the coach, let's say, Harvey, you're the offensive coordinator. You're dealing with, you got DJ Humphries coming. What do you say positively, and how do you keep it positive, and how do you keep it real? I need to know the difference of son of a bitch, you guys got your ass kicked, and hey, keep your chin up. How do you balance that, Harvey? You're the offensive coordinator of the Chiefs. Talk to me.
Man, I'm like, hey guys, look, I know we got the win, but we got to step our game up, bro, because I know, look, if I got to go and give my salary to get some, get a busload of tackles in here from Mexico to Brazil, we're going to figure it out. But with the guys that we got here in this locker room, man, we got to get it done. Y'all got to take some pride and get off your ass. If not, we're going to get somebody in here to replace you and have you sitting on your couch at the house. And, as a whole football team, man, offense and defense would have some concerns. Guys like Kelsey and Mahomes, I know they do it. We're gonna have to step our game up. I'm quite sure they probably got that speech in the locker room today after the game. I'm quite sure Andy Reid was probably going crazy in the locker room. He don't look like he'd get down on the sidelines, but I bet your ass he wasn't happy with the win today. And the whole organization should be concerned, man, because the Baltimores and the Broncos and the Bills and things like that are watching. Everybody was looking at this game today and was not impressed with Kansas City today.
You know what? It's hard to be impressed. It is hard.
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Kansas City Chiefs, freaks worldwide of all ages, it's something that we do keep it real. We're not going to get on here and sugarcoat it.
You can't.
I love Mitch Holthus and the Chiefs super fans and all the people that want to be positive. You know, Mitch Holthus has a post-game show at all the Hy-Vees around town, and he gets former Chiefs players and he gets current Chiefs players on there, and he's positive. That's his job, to be positive. Mitch Holthus, man, he's been calling Chiefs radio since 1994. He's going to be positive. But we're going to keep it real here at War Chant Wrap-Up. You know, on a note, I want to say we just got a Facebook fan page for our show. It's called Shaggy Shane and Harvey Williams Chiefs post-game show on Facebook. Look it up. It just got into works this week, so that's where you can find our shows and our previous shows with Leonard Griffin, Todd McNair, Billy Jones, Kimball Anders, and our shows that we've done this season. It is on that Facebook page. Harvey Williams and I run the page, so if you just go to the page and like the page, we'd greatly appreciate it. You will see news and notes from us throughout the week, as well as throughout the day of the game, you know, specifically to that. You know, please go and like that page, Shaggy Shane and Harvey Williams post-game show on Facebook. And we thank Starcade Media for being the base that films that puts on our show, Noah Groniger and Clint Schweitzer. You can check them out and us out on Tuesdays on Arrowhead Allies with Lance Twidwell of the Spoken. We greatly appreciate Starcade for giving us this medium, this page to give you, the fans, what you need and what you want to hear is real Chiefs breakdown. Again, check us out and give us a like there. The Chiefs have 9 days. 9 days before they play on Sunday Night Football against the Los Angeles Chargers, who are playing great. This isn't what the Chiefs faced week 3 against John Harbaugh, when the Chiefs, you could tell the Chargers were kind of in flux. Lance McConkey, the wide receiver, he's coming on. Justin Herbert is playing great. J.K. Dobbins got hurt. J.K. Dobbins did get hurt in the game Monday night against Baltimore, but he played. He's added an element to their offense. You know, it's not Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. They're a young team who's fighting their way. They're in second place in this division. Harvey, what is your preview for Chiefs Chargers in 9 days on prime time on Sunday Night Football?
If we play like we played today, we're gonna get our ass whooped, man. And just like you said, not gonna sugarcoat anything. And you know, Harbaugh, he's a no nonsense coach. He's he's been in the game for a long time. He did his thing, and when he was with the 49ers, and then he did his thing at Michigan. Now he got something to prove. And like I said, the Chiefs got an X on their back, man. So what he saw today, I'm quite sure they're gonna be beating on their chest, and they're gonna try to air us out regularly. So get ready for almost with the same thing that you saw today. They're gonna be coming after Mahomes, and they're gonna be running the football. The Chargers run the football. I know you say Dobbs got hurt, but they got another big guy that's behind him that runs the rock really, really hard. So it's gonna be probably basically the same thing that you saw today. And I promise you, the Chargers is not gonna give us a freebie. It's not gonna happen.
And it is at Arrowhead Stadium. So the Arrowhead mystique is real. It's something that Harvey Williams knows about. He came into a rookie. He knows what the Arrowhead mystique is all about.
Yes.
The Chiefs defense can't rely on the mystique. The Chiefs defense has to step it up and show that they are worthy of being a confident team going into the playoff, because there's real concerns. Once again, check us out on Facebook at Shaggy Shane and Harvey Williams postgame show. Check us out on YouTube at Starcade Media, and check us out moving forward in 9 days. It's prime time. Once again, we hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. This was Black Friday. And Harvey, when I think about the theme of the show, it was a Black Friday postgame show. You feel it?
Yeah. Hey, it wasn't too bad, man. I still got a lot of turkey inside me, so I'm gonna have to go when I get off this show. I'm gonna have to go take a run real quick, get all this turkey out my system, man. But it was an ugly win today, and hopefully, like you said, we got 9 days to clear it up and figure it out. If not, it's gonna be a long rest of the season, and let's see what happens, man. Let's roll the dice.
DJ Humphries, our new left tackle, you are our savior. You're going to fix everything. You get to go up against Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. And, come on,
Bosa, he lines up on the left side of the. Or do they? I think they move him.
Yeah,
I think they move him all over the field. Wow.
He's DJ Humphries. He's he's a quick fix. Brett Veach, props for getting it out to make it to get the guy. Harvey, I can't thank you enough. You
I appreciate it, man.
I hope you have an awesome weekend, just chilling. What are you going to do Sunday with no Chiefs or Raiders?
I'm sit and watch, just sit and chill, man, and just relax. And I'm an old man now, Shaq. I can't run and do it like I used to, man. I gotta walk the place. I can't just sprint and go, do things. So I'm laid back, chilling, and just go watch football for the rest of the weekend, man. Here on Sunday, bro. So yeah.
Stay up late with us in 9 days. Me and Harvey are going to be back here probably about 10:45, 11 o'clock next Sunday to break down the Chiefs and the Chargers. Again, give us a follow, give us a like at Shaggy Shane and Harvey Williams Postgame Show on Facebook. Until next Sunday in 9 days, God, please, oh, man, please let the DJ Humphries be the man. And Chiefs, Andy Reid, figure it out.
Yeah, hopefully.
This is it. See you in 9 days. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
All right.